windup and the 0-2 pitch. Ball swung on and hit high down the line in left, but it'll get back in among the crowd, so the count holds at 0-2. Swing and a high pop-up back onto the outfield grass now. Pennington is there, and that's not the start to the bottom of the ninth this crowd was hoping for. One away.
2, shortstop,
Gene Segura standing in. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. And a ball, 1-0. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Hit well down the left field line, but back into the crowd, foul.
Well, he got what he's looking for. He just got out in front of it right there.
Right on, but this is foul down toward the box at third. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Lifted in the air to straightaway center. Maben is there, and folks are starting to head for the exits now. 2 gone here in the ninth.
Left fielder, Ben Gamel.
And that'll bring up Ben Gamel. And he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the ninth. Into the windup and the pitch. Now a swing and a fly ball. Revere is after it. Makes the catch, and that's the ball game.
Rock solid win and a memorable.
The final. The Angels win for a 108th time, most in the division. Very strong complete game effort. Felix Hernandez was only able to work 4 innings as he takes the loss. So that's a wrap here tonight. Harold Reynolds, Dan Plesac, Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Facebook at MLB The Show.
Our final line score tonight. First for the victorious Angels. 6 runs on 18 hits. No errors. They left 10 men on base. For the Mariners, 1 run on 2 hits. No errors. They left 1 man on base. The winning pitcher is Tyler Skaggs. His record is now 16-6. The loss goes to Felix Hernandez. He falls to 8-12. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 8 minutes. A reminder that extra post-game trains will be available at the King Street Station, located just north of Safeco Field. Metro Transit buses are also available at stations on First Avenue, Royal Brom Way, and Edgar Martinez Drive.
Great Sunday action lies ahead, but first, here's what happened in the major leagues on Saturday. Starting in the AL West, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim held their opponent to just 2 hits as they bested the Mariners in Safeco Field 6-1. As of today, the Mariners sit in 3rd place in the American League West Division. They're over 20 games out of first. And the Angels are atop the division. They are more than 10 games ahead of second place. Alex Bregman was a clutch performer at the dish with 4 RBIs as the Astros downed Oakland 9-4. Heading into today, the A's sit in last place in the American League West Division. They're over 20 games out of first. And the Astros are second in the division, but they currently lead the AL wildcard race. The Rangers knocked out 10 hits as a team as they defeated the visiting Yankees 4-1. At the moment, the Rangers are in 4th place in the AL West. They're over 20 games out of first, while the Yankees are in 2nd place in the AL East, but they currently hold a spot in the AL wildcard race. The Detroit Tigers combined to allow only 4 hits as they got the extra inning victory over the Blue Jays 3-2. Also from Toronto, left fielder Nori Aoki is listed as day-to-day, but is not expected to see any time on the DL. He's dealing with a pulled groin. Also in news from Detroit, right fielder Mikey Matuk will be out of action for a few days according to team reports. He's dealing with tightness in his. The Blue Jays sit in 3rd place in the American League East Division. They're 15 games back, while the Tigers sit in 3rd place in the American League Central. They're 16.5 games out of first. David Price got the victory on the mound, and his win total climbs to 22 on the year, helping lead the Red Sox to a win over the Rays 6-5. He is among the AL leaders in wins. In other Red Sox news, third baseman Eduardo Nunez is currently listed as day-to-day. He's dealing with a strained finger. Right now, the Red Sox are in 1st place in the American League East. They are more than 10 games ahead of second. And the Rays are at the bottom of the division. They're over 20 games out of first. Pablo Sandoval had a big fly with 5 driven in as San Francisco got by the White Sox 11-9. The win was their 5th straight as a team. Heading into today, the White Sox are in last place in the AL Central. They're over 20 games out of first. And the Giants are in 3rd place in the NL West, yet they currently hold a spot in the race for the National League wild card. The Baltimore Orioles went deep 4 times as they beat the Tribe in Cleveland 7-5. They now have 5 straight wins. At the moment, the Indians sit in 2nd place in the AL Central Division, 3 games back. And the Orioles are in 4th place in the AL East. They're over 20 games out of first. The Twins totaled 11 hits as a team as they beat the Royals in Kauffman Stadium 3-2. As of today, the Royals are atop the AL Central. They have a 3-game cushion. And the Twins are 4th in the division, 18 games out of first. Jason Mott was victorious for the 5th time this season as the Braves downed the Marlins 3-2. Looking at the standings, the Braves sit in last place in the National League East. They're over 20 games out of first. And the Marlins are 4th in the division. They're over 20 games out of first. The Nationals allowed 5 hits in the game as they defeated the visiting Fightin' Phils 4-3. Heading into today, the Nationals sit atop the NL East, an impressive 10 games ahead of second, while the Phillies are 2nd in the division, 10 games out of first. The New York Mets combined for 10 hits as a team as they grabbed the win against the visiting Reds 4-3. Right now, the Mets are in 3rd place in the NL East. They're over 20 games out of first. And the Reds are in last place in the NL Central. They're over 20 games out of first. The Milwaukee Brewers combined for a 4-hitter as they bested the Cubbies at Wrigley Field 4-2. At the moment, the Cubs are in 2nd place in the NL Central. They're 2 games back. And the Brewers are 3rd in the division, 10 games out of first. The Cardinals sent 3 balls into the seats as they sank the visiting Buccos 7-6. Looking at the standings, the Cardinals are in 1st place in the NL Central, 2 games up on 2nd place. And the Pirates are 4th in the division, 12.5 games back. The San Diego Padres grabbed 13 hits in the game as they got a road win against Arizona 10-8. Heading into today, the Diamondbacks sit in 2nd place in the National League West Division, yet they currently lead the race for the National League wildcard, while the Padres are at the bottom of the division. They're over 20 games out of first. The Rockies amassed 14 hits in the game as they pushed past the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine 3-2. Right now, the Dodgers sit in 1st place in the National League West Division, a sizable 7 games ahead of second, while the Rockies are 4th in the division, 16 games out of first. And that's what's going on around baseball heading into today's action. Join us again tomorrow for more updates from around Major League Baseball.